Hey everybody, Greg Swanson, Warrior Mind Coach, developer of Mental Strength Coaching Certification. I'd like to talk to you today is about why your clients get stuck. This is fitness clients get stuck and how to fix it. And we're basically going to be talking about the complacent zone. So what you're going to learn today is what is the complacent zone, what makes up the complacent zone, how to break through the complacent zone, and how does this affect fitness results. So when we look at your clients wanting to achieve a level of fitness, perhaps majority of them want them to lose weight. Well, that requires change. They need to change. And change is something that moves us out of our complacent zone. And that complacent zone is comprised of this mental resistance. And so, what is mental resistance? But it's the conscious or unconscious rejection to change, mainly unconscious. And then we have this mental support, and that is the conscious or unconscious level we will go no lower than. So this is kind of what it looks like. Here's the borders. Right at the upper end, we have this mental resistance, and the lower end, we have this mental support. This mental support could be, I will never get any heavier than 300 pounds. Once I start to get to 300 pounds, I better get my butt in gear, get a hire a personal trainer, go on a diet, blah, blah, blah. And then as they get up towards that mental resistance, that might be 200 pounds. And they get to that mental resistance and things start to come up and they start making excuses, etc. So we have this mental resistance and mental support. So where does this mental support and resistance come from? Well, they come from, according to neurolinguistic programming, cognitive behavior, beliefs, emotions, values, and past experiences. So what that might look like is beliefs. I don't have the capacity to lose weight. I can't lose weight. My family has always been big boned. Some values may be family is more important than me. And so if something comes up with the family, they're going to cancel their appointment with you as a trainer. Others come before me. Others come first. Some emotions may be, what will people think when I lose all this weight? Who will I be when I've lost this weight? So all of these are running in the background. The beliefs are more on the surface because that's going to be the excuses. The excuses for not losing weight, the excuses for not cooking well, the excuses for having that extra glass of wine, the excuses. All of those are tips of beliefs. And so when your clients come up with these, the purpose of this mental strength certification is going to educate you on how to address these, because you can't just simply tell them don't do it, because that's consciously, but their behavior is driven on an unconscious level, and just commanding a client to stop or to do something different will not work. So as your client starts to make progress towards their goals, I'm going to use the term here, we get closer to our mental resistance line, and this is when things start to happen. This is what it looks like, right? We're almost at our mental support. We're at that 300 pounds or whatever the weight may be. And we go, we're going to set some goals. So you do some goal setting. We've hit rock bottom. We're unhappy with the way we look. And we start to make progress, and then we backslide a little bit, and we start to make some more progress. And then we get really close to that mental resistance. And then those fears and the excuses and even frustration starts to come up. And they're all driven by these beliefs, these emotions, these values, and past experience. So as you can see, what happens is they go up and down, up and down. I'm going to again use the 300 pounds to 200 pounds, and they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, up and down. And no matter what, as a trainer, you can tell them to stop eating what they're eating, starting to work out, doing whatever. But unless you get into helping coaching them with changing behavior, and this is what, again, the mental strength certification is about, is helping to coach your clients to understand these beliefs, emotions, and values so that they can make better decisions. When they know better, they'll do better. And so as we bounce back and forth between our mental support and mental resistance, we create our complacent zone. And this is what this is. So this complacent zone is actually nothing new. Remember we said change has to be beyond the complacent zone. So this yo-yo effect, or this from 200 to 300 back and forth, has been nothing new. They've lost that weight before, they've put it on. They've lost it, they put it on. They've lost it, they put it on. So basically they're oscillating back and forth in their complacent zone. Sure, 200 pounds compared to 300, they think they may have changed, but they really haven't, because they've done this before over and over again. So then we have to look at what makes up the complacent zone. If the boundaries of the complacent zone are the mental resistance and mental support, what's inside of it? Well, what's inside of it is the environment, behaviors, capabilities, and their story. So their story is why they can't lose the weight, right? They have a story that they're living out. And when we accept the story or sympathy with it, I mean, we have to have some empathy for the clients, but when we give into the story, we're not helping them. But we have the capabilities, behaviors, and environment. So for instance, if you told a client they need to cook or eat healthier, they go, yeah, I'm going to eat healthier. But do they know how to cook healthy? Capability. Do they know how to prepare the food the right way? If they don't, if they do, does the environment they have set up for it? Do they have fresh fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator? Have they thrown out all the crap out of their cupboard? Do they have the right cooking utensils? And then the behavior. Do they actually know how to use the capabilities? If they know how to cook, do they know how to saute correctly? Do they know not to use the microwave for their food because it kills all the nutrition? Do they know these things? So again, you can see how if they don't have the capabilities, if they believe they don't have the capabilities, they're not going to behave as if they do, and they're going to create an environment to support it. So if they think they've always been big bone or they can't lose weight, they're just going to behave as if they can't lose weight, and they're going to have the environment, people. So the environment is people, places, and things. Behaviors are habits and rituals, and capabilities are skills and talents. So we'll look at this. So your environment. If somebody wants to lose weight, but they have a group of people who are the same weight as them, that's creating an environment to support them to keep that same weight. The places that they go to are going to support that complacent zone. And the things, meaning their chairs, the environment, the car, all those things are going to be there to support it. And again, when you can understand these three aspects of it, using the information in the mental strength coaching certification, you'll be able to bring this to the attention of your client. Now, just going to pause here for a second. Our clients are expecting much, much more out of us than just how to lift weights. They want to make a transformation, or at least they perceive they want to make this transformation. And as a good trainer, what's going to set you apart from the other person down the street is understanding how your client gets stuck in the complacent zone. So when you're able to bring up these beliefs and work with them, and this is all detailed out in the mental strength coaching certification, you're going to be able to bring up the environment. What does your environment look like? What should your environment look like to support the fitness goals that you have? What capabilities, what skills and talents do you have now that can support it? If not, what skills and talents do you need to get? Perhaps they need to go to a cooking school or an adult cooking education. And then behaviors. What behavior are you going to do on a regular basis that's going to support it? Are you going to pack your lunch in the morning to bring to work? Are you going to, prepare your meals for the week on Sunday? Are you going to do these things? These are all the behaviors. And as a trainer and a coach, you're going to be able to help your clients understand the necessity of their environment, of their behavior, of their capabilities. So how to break out of the complacent zone is, question and change limiting beliefs. This is what we need to do. We have to understand that past experiences and emotion are what they are. They're in the past. We need to help our clients instill new capabilities, create new behaviors, and change their environment. This sounds like above and beyond the scope of practice for most trainers, But that's why clients go from trainer to trainer to trainer, because they're looking for somebody that can unconsciously help them understand why they're stuck all the time. And so we look at, we're going to look at peak performance. Let's just say that's that one client that just does great. Well, we have these different zones within our complacent zone. So we have this complacent zone, about 70% of the people are there. We then move up to this performance zone and this high performance zone, and there's that 1% that break through this mental resistance into this peak performance zone. So this is where we want to get our clients. We want them to break through that mental resistance, keep them there so that the old mental resistance becomes the new mental support. And now we can start them all over again, because we don't want to keep them in this complacent zone, right? We want to move them out of it. We want to move them beyond that mental resistance. And when you can help them examine their beliefs, when you can help them examine their values, their environment, their behaviors, their capabilities, they will have the tools necessary to work with you to go to that peak performance zone. And then we have to look at motivation. Again, these are things that are covered in the mental strength coaching certification that you're going to be able to bring naturally to the table once you finish that program. But if the client isn't motivated, right, if they're kind of bored with what's going on, they're not challenged enough, and that could be challenged on the floor, it could be challenged at home cooking, they're not going to have that. The quality of their performance is going to be slack. And then if they're stressed and anxiety and panic, oh, I got to get in this best shape for my wedding, I got to do this, I got to do that. If they're so stressed, they're not going to perform at their optimum level either. So what we want to do is find that optimum level for our clients, that level of motivation, and help them reach that. Because here's what happens is, taking a look at what the mental resistance is, the mental support, the environment, behavior, and capabilities, and motivating our clients, we will be able to help them break through that mental resistance into their optimum level. And this is the breakthrough that all trainers want for their clients. This is the breakthrough that all clients want from their trainers. And you'll be able to understand this further in mental strength certification program. And all this adds up is to fitness success. So there's 4 tools that you're going to learn in the certification program to help you with this too. And these are 4 mental strength tools, as I call it. There's goal setting, there's mental rehearsal, there's self-talk, and there's energy management or motivation. And so goal setting, there's a process that I go through in the program to help you with specific goal setting, because what we want to do is make this 1-year outcome goal just above the mental resistance line. And then we set 4 smarter goals that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, when we evaluate the results and then revise if we have to. But we set 4 of these for 1, 3, 6, and 9 months and work our clients. So this means that you are going to be working with your client for a year. 1, that's more revenue for you. 2, it's more sustainable growth or change for your client, because you're going to have them change slowly until they hit that mental resistance and then bust them through it. You're also going to know that the client needs to focus on process. That is, what specific actions, where, when, and how do they need to take it, and the anticipated objections or obstacles that they're going to reach and how to circumvent them. Mental rehearsal. We want to make sure that our clients mentally rehearse their workout or their day before they get going. This is so important. Athletes use it, salespeople use it, every successful business person uses it, and we want to make sure that they understand the difference between associated and disassociated. So associated is looking through your eyes or through their own eyes. Disassociated is looking at a movie. When we look at behavior and process, we want them to see themselves through their own eyes, and you'll learn that in the program. Self-talk. Self-talk is huge. We want to make sure our clients' self-talk is compassionate, positive, and supportive. If they miss a goal, it's been proven by cognitive behavior and neuroscience that if we beat ourselves up for missing a goal, the tendency is that we will not hit that goal the next time we set it. So we need to be compassionate. That doesn't mean accepting excuses. It just is, okay, here's what I did. I got these results. Let me continue. Because here's what happened is self-talk stimulates self-image. And self-image controls performance. And the performance reinforces the self-talk. And all that has to be compassionate, positive, and supportive. So as a trainer, your client self-talk may be actually audible. You may hear it, and it's your job then to correct them with that self-talk. And then again, we're talking about the energy management and motivation. And we want to make sure that our clients move from extrinsic, meaning I want to lose this weight, to intrinsic on how good it feels. And so what you've learned is what the complacent zone is, what makes up the complacent zone, how to break through that complacent zone, and how this affects fitness results. So to understand how to apply what you've learned and help your clients reach their full potential, become a mental strength coach today. Simply go to mentalstrengthcertification.com to get started.